To number 3, let go of mold. The mold of you inject something in it, and then it fits the mold, and it becomes that, right? The mold here is this idea that there's this one path that we all need to follow, this same path, right? This path of what is considered success, or what is considered correct, right? This is this idea that you have to finish your undergrad, or first of all, you have to go to undergrad, not college, and you have to go to post-secondary. And anyways, you have to finish your undergrad in 4 years. If you take an extra year, well, that's bad. Or you have to get married as soon as you get a job. You have to have a kid as soon as you are married, right? And then it's this idea, this path that is kind of laid out for us from birth till we die, and then everyone is expected to follow the same path, right? It's this idea that we must all follow the same path, right? What are the consequences of the one mold? Well, the reality is that we are not all the same. That's very true, right? Even just by virtue of looking at each other, you realize you're not all the same person. What happens when we try to fit everyone in the same mold? Well, it's kind of like trying to put a square peg in a circular hole. I'm not saying it properly, but you get the idea. You have to either break who you are as a person to fit that mold, or you don't fit the mold and you feel like you're, again, inadequate and you're not good enough and you don't fit. There's no place for you here, right? So it hurts. Either you hurt yourself by trying to be someone you're not, or you hurt yourself by realizing that you are not who you think you should be. We all struggle with this. I struggle with this too. What is the antidote to this? What should we do instead? Let go of the mold. How does that look like? It looks like the way we look, diverse. The answer is diversity, which is again why I love SMSV. And I see us as a community, as an international, worldwide community, perhaps look up to certain people. Imagine an entire society where everyone was a doctor. Maybe we'd be healthy, but where would art be? Where would engineering be? Where would politics be? Where would security be for safety? Where would psychotherapy be, etc., right? Where would architecture be? And the list goes on. Diversity is real. It's inherent in the world. It's Christian, and it's a beautiful thing. But I also think about sometimes if I'm following a path that I think is my path, but my heart is not in it, I wonder why. I will ask why as a therapist if I'm talking to someone. And often with young adults, even with kids, even with middle-aged adults, why that person's heart is not into it, why they're not trying, I always wonder what else is going on with that person, right? Sometimes it is their path, if we're talking career-wise, but maybe there's something else. Maybe there's some issues with the workplace environment. Maybe it's not the right company, but it's the right career. For students, sometimes their heart is not in what they're studying. And sometimes it's there's other stuff going on. Sometimes there's stuff going on at home. Or sometimes they really don't like the material, but they like the end result. It's like I speak to a lot of students that are aiming, for example, for med school or pharmacy or something health related, but they hate the particular course they're taking, but they want to be something health related. So then it's a matter of, okay, can you get through that hump? Can you jump through the hoops so that you can do what you want to do? And sometimes people are genuinely struggling with motivation and with the desire to move forward. But again, I ask myself, what is important? Anyways, to answer the question I asked you, what do you think is universally important for everyone? And one might think that everyone tries their best and gives it their all for whatever they put their mind to, right? That's a good thing to aim for. And I again ask, how does that happen in the first place? How do we motivate people to give their all in whatever they're doing? My thought is that that happens when we invite people to live according to their values, and when they're kind of aligned with what they're trying to do and who they are. And that's a very broad theoretical answer, but that's kind of what I'm thinking.